Howard Stern, man, is proud to be woke.
I'm going to take that as a compliment that I'm woke.
He went on the air and he was like,
if woke means I can't get behind Trump.
And the ultimate troll, Donald J. Trump himself, was on social media and he said, the real Howard Stern is weak and pathetic, disloyal guy, lost much of his friends, much of his audience. Until just recently, I haven't heard his name mentioned in years. I did a show many times in the good old days. Then he went woke and no one cares about him any longer.
Wouldn't it be great if Trump would just like suck it up and go on X and just do a little video blast saying this stuff?
We need the ultimate trollster to come back to the platform that made him great. You know what I mean, dude? Like, I know this Truth Social stuff, dude, it ain't working, man. But
you and I used to be huge Stern fans.
Huge, man. This guy is the ultimate dude. I mean, come on, man. He's the original populist, the GOAT of all time, dude. But he's 70 years old now, and he wants to be woke and, you know, whatever.
He went over to Sirius, and then he stopped doing 5 days a week, and he went down to like 4 days a week and 3 days a week. And then he fired like a bunch of his like back-end like producers and stuff, and he hired, I forget this woman's name, but she basically came in and like cleaned him up. In fact, dude, I was just watching Steve-O, the Steve-O show yesterday, Steve-O's Wild Ride, and he was talking about he's been on Stern 16 times, and but he hasn't been on in like 10 years, and he so misses the days when he could go on to Stern. But Steve-O was even saying the same thing. Trump was here. He's like,
I can't go on anyways. Like, what do I even care? But like, I have this reverence for Howard. And,
I do too, and it just hurts me that he changed because he got a seat at the table being that guy, and then you get to the table finally and you change. It's a bummer. It's like marrying a woman you love and then she transitions.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I love Wild Ride with Steve-O, man. I love Steve-O, dude. Howard's wokeness is causing him some fights with his wife, too, man.
uh-oh.
Howard says his fear of COVID-19 has caused fights with Beth. On his radio show, Howard shared that he's very scared to get the virus. He has not gotten it yet. He's been in his house now. Dude, he was broadcasting forever in his home. I think he's back in the studio now. I'm going crazy with this. My wife yelled at me last night. We got into a fight. She goes, every time I say I'm going to do something, you bring up COVID. He said, you know, my wife's considerably younger than me. She's not as concerned about getting COVID as I am. Howard went on to add that Beth has managed to get him out of the house a few times. Apparently, they went to the Ed Sheeran show and stuff. But every time a new variant comes out, he gets all freaked out. So Stern fired back at Trump.
The opposite of woke to me is asleep, and I think I'm awake. This must have gotten Trump all charged up because at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, technically Sunday morning, he starts tweeting out, Howard Stern is a broken loser, jerk off, not loyal, you know, the usual, tirade. And I thought to myself, I'll tell you my thought on it was, my thought was, what? Imagine you got to be the 45th president of the United States, and you're sitting and writing about Howard Stern.
What, that took 30 seconds from Trump? He's not sitting down writing like we did in your olden days, Howard. You know, writing, the thing you don't do for your own show, the thing you relied on Jackie the Joke Man Martling and Artie Lang and Fred, the thing you don't do yourself. That's writing.
Everybody screaming the loudest about Donald Trump and how evil and how bad he is. Every one of those people has one thing in common: all hung out with Trump.
That's true. That is true.
What I mean is they were showbiz people. They were big media figures like Stern with gargantuan egos. Okay? In Stern's case, he fancied himself the king of all media. That was his descriptor. I am the king of all media. I am the single most important person to ever open their mouth in front of a microphone.
Wrong.
Okay. Howard Stern at one point was the king of all media. He would make headlines with every word he said. He had more listenership than just about anybody out there. He made $1 bazillion when he went over to Sirius because he legitimized the platform. He was so tired of fighting with the FCC and the government that he gave him the finger and went over to Sirius. And then he went over to Sirius and proceeded to become one of those government stooges shilling for the vaccine.
And then he went on AGT and tried to go all mainstream. And again, that's fine. But, you know, it just didn't end up working.
That was the final nail in his coffin, in my opinion. The AGT, he needs that AGT money. And there's certain things you just can't say and certain people you can't associate with if you want AGT money.
This group on Instagram is like 100K large, and they follow everything Howard Stern. On this infographic, it says here, Howard Stern's ratings are currently in the dumper. His impact on America's Got Talent was minimal to negative despite heavy promotion. The ratings for his interview with Bruce Springsteen he did over the summer was a disaster. Basically, Howard Stern's attempt to go mainstream has failed. And the ratings were not great, apparently.
Yeah, back in the day, you know, everyone, when you come into work on Monday morning or any morning, be like, did you hear who Stern interviewed yesterday? Did you hear that interview with so-and-so? Now it's like, oh, you still have a show, Howard?
Well, dude, call me woke as you fucking want. I'm not for stupidity. You know, I ran out Friday morning. I was over at CVS. Thank you, CVS. I went over there 9 a.m. and got myself that new vaccine for COVID. I kind of take that as a compliment that I'm woke.
This is kind of unrelated, but I had to bring this up.
You know, I went to the inauguration of Donald Trump, which was one of the hardest days of my life, to be honest.
I am consumed with that. I was thinking about you that day. I was watching you more than I was watching Trump. First of all, I don't even know how you get past. You got 3 million more votes than the guy.
I did.
In my mind, you won the election.
In my mind, you won the election.
So he's an election denier. He's election denier.
And this was and this was in 16.
And
this wasn't even in 20. This was in 16.
Let's rewind all the way back to when Bill Clinton was president. I know there is audio of Howard Stern dogging this woman, dogging the way she looks, making fun of the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. This is a person Howard trashed back in the old days.
Oh, yeah.
But it's interesting. I don't know if you came across this. They have systematically erased all the problematic material from his archives. Like, it's very hard to find the edgy stuff he used to do.
Oh, I found one, though, Dill.
Oh, boy.
And it's Trump-related.
My daughter is beautiful, Ivanka.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
That's not very woke.
No. You've reduced a woman to just a piece of flesh, Howard.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I
You're
adore
just
her.
kissing everybody.
Because she's one of the real only girl rock.
Yeah, but you're kissing everybody, so I'm not that special.
I like kissing people.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
kissing's good.
All right, here, give me a little kiss goodbye.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Open your mouth again.
Robin.
Just open your mouth.
Just open your mouth.
On TV.
Dude, he was the king of raunch, man. Come on, dude.
That was I think that was a Me Too moment there.
Courtney Love, yeah.
Fine, but what about the people who hate Stern?
Good point. The average Stern hater listens for 2.5 hours a day.
Look, but if they hate him, why do they listen?
Most common answer, I want to see what he'll say next.
Are people wanting to hear what he says next, though?
They used to, man.
I used to.
He was this was peak Stern. Like when this movie came out, I was so into it. I couldn't wait to see it. I thought it was hilarious.
Now, you might say that Stern is, going woke because he's afraid of getting canceled. And cancel culture is under the same umbrella as wokeness, although some people disagree. Cancel culture has been incredibly prevalent in today's society, and everywhere you turn, it seems as though another person is being canceled. For celebrities, the fear of being canceled has become a constant fixture in their lives, and many often worrying that a single sentence could end their career.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
And there it is, dude. Once friends, now foes. Donald Trump, Howard. Guys, leave your comments below and make sure you smash that like button. Help this channel grow. We are Yakcast. Yeah.
And subscribe.